Reality television star businesswoman Kim Kardashian disclosing that she had a brain aneurysm. It came during the seventh season, of the premiere of The Kardashians.
When Kim Kardashian revealed she'd been diagnosed with a small brain aneurysm, the world stopped. But what shocked fans even more was her heartbreaking confession. She believes years of emotional turmoil from her marriage and divorce from Kanye West pushed her body to the breaking point. This wasn't gossip. It was survival.
It was the first time I think one of my kids knew what was happening. I've been able to hide it for so long. I always felt like I had a little bit of like Stockholm syndrome, to where I always felt really bad and always protected and always like wanted to help.
To the outside world, Kim Kardashian has always been the face of control, perfectly composed, unshaken, untouchable. From the billion-dollar brands to the reality TV empire, she seemed to thrive under pressure. But behind the flawless makeup and million-dollar smile, her body was quietly waving a red flag. It all started with headaches that wouldn't go away. The fatigue, the blurred vision, the feeling that something was just off. Doctors initially brushed it off as stress. After all, Kim was running businesses, raising 4 kids, studying law, and navigating one of Hollywood's most public divorces. But after a series of scans, the truth emerged: a small brain aneurysm.
I'm happy it's over.
The news was devastating. Aneurysms are no joke. A burst can be fatal. For Kim, it was more than just a medical scare. It was a sign her body had finally given out after years of emotional warfare. And in her own quiet confession, she pointed to the man who'd once been the center of her universe, Kanye West. For years, their relationship was both intoxicating and exhausting. Kanye's genius came with volatility, and Kim often found herself managing not just a husband, but a public storm. His outbursts, unpredictable behavior, and controversial statements left her constantly on edge. Every tweet, every rant, every headline became another source of anxiety. Behind closed doors, she was walking on eggshells, trying to hold her family together while protecting her sanity. When she finally filed for divorce in 2021, it wasn't just the end of a marriage. It was the start of a slow healing process that would take years. But even after the legal papers were signed, the chaos didn't stop. The custody battles, the online attacks, and the emotional scars kept resurfacing until her body physically manifested what her mind had been carrying all along.
It's a divorce, not a kidnapping. We haven't left. We're in the same spot. We have the same address, so he knows where his kids are at. What happened to the house that you bought next door, and we were gonna like co-parent and do it like back and forth, and you take him to school every day? And obviously it was just that wasn't what he wanted.
Doctors have long warned that emotional stress can wreak havoc on the body, and Kim's story is a haunting example. Chronic stress increases blood pressure, triggers inflammation, and can literally reshape the brain's chemistry. It's the kind of invisible damage that doesn't show up until it's almost too late. For Kim, every headline about Kanye brought that familiar rush of panic. When he launched public tirades about their co-parenting, exposed private messages, or made erratic claims on social media, it wasn't just drama. It was trauma. Those constant adrenaline spikes, sleepless nights, and waves of anxiety were feeding something deeper and darker inside her body. In her recent statement, Kim didn't shy away from naming the truth. I was holding everything in for so long, trying to be strong, trying to protect my kids, trying to manage the public pressure. I didn't realize what it was doing to my health. Experts agreed that her case isn't rare. Stress-related conditions are increasingly being linked to serious health problems like strokes, heart disease, and brain aneurysms. The emotional toll of toxic relationships can manifest as physical illness, especially when someone feels trapped, unheard, or constantly under public scrutiny. And Kim wasn't just dealing with a difficult ex, she was dealing with Kanye West, one of the most unpredictable figures in entertainment. His bipolar disorder, controversial political statements, and very public feuds made their personal issues a global spectacle. For Kim, it was a never-ending cycle of crisis management, balancing compassion with exhaustion, love with fear, and family duty with self-preservation. By the time she was diagnosed, Kim had already been living in fight-or-flight mode for years. And while the aneurysm was small, it was a loud warning, a reminder that even the strongest public figures are still human. The glitz couldn't mask the cost of emotional survival. When news of Kim's diagnosis surfaced, fans flooded social media with messages of concern. But what many noticed most wasn't fear. It was transformation. Kim looked and sounded different. Softer, slower, more reflective. She wasn't talking about fame or fashion anymore. She was talking about peace. After years of being tethered to chaos, Kim began redrawing the lines of her life. She reduced public interactions with Kanye, established firm co-parenting boundaries, and leaned heavily into therapy and meditation. Insiders say she's become more protective of her space, not just physically, but emotionally. It's as if she finally realized that healing isn't about distance from a person, it's about reclaiming control over her energy. She's not angry, one friend reportedly said. She's just done being drained. That's a statement millions of people, especially women, can relate to. Kim's story echoes what many experience in silence: the invisible cost of emotional labor, the toll of being the caretaker, the peacekeeper, the one who holds everything together while falling apart inside. And while her life is extreme in its visibility, the pain underneath is universal.
You know that today is the day that your divorce is final.
Yeah.
And you're here with all of his stuff.
Yeah. I'm really at peace with it. There's so many amazing things that came out of my marriage and my divorce.
Today, Kim is focusing on wellness like never before. She's openly discussed working with doctors, adjusting her lifestyle, and being more intentional about rest. The aneurysm didn't just scare her, it reset her priorities. In recent interviews, she's talked about slowing down, spending more time with her children, and surrounding herself with people who bring calm, not chaos.
What's going through your mind?
My poor kids. Everyone around can handle it, but protect my babies.
Meanwhile, Kanye continues to dominate headlines, but this time, Kim isn't engaging. The silence speaks volumes. It's not weakness, it's freedom. Her story serves as a warning and a lesson. You can survive fame, heartbreak, and betrayal, but you can't outrun stress. No amount of success can protect you from what your body remembers. Kim's confession isn't just a tabloid headline. It's a reminder that emotional pain, if left unchecked, becomes physical. As she told a close confidant, "I used to think being strong meant never breaking. Now I know strength is letting go before you do." Kim Kardashian may still live in the spotlight, but she's finally learning to heal in the dark, one quiet breath at a time. All right, that's all the Hollywood chaos for today, but don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from. Stay tuned because Celeb Central never sleeps.
It's hard. It's like co-parenting. It's really hard, you know? Like I could be going through something, but if we're riding to school and they want to listen to their dad's music, no matter what we're going through and no matter what is happening in the world, like blast his music and sing along with my kids and act like nothing's wrong.